this is hilarious. And welcome, my friends. The thing about this is by now, many of you boxing junkies and casual fans even are aware that Floyd Mayweather Jr. has a May 5th fight date approaching in Las Vegas, but what's odd is that it's late February, and the opponent has yet to be named. Mayweather asked his fans to pick either Amir Khan or Marcos Maidana, and the latter had an early lead, and when the day turned into night in the U.S., and night turned to day in the other parts of the world, thus allowing Amir Khan's fans to make him leapfrog past Maidana and win the popular vote. Now, this is consistent with Khan's broad international appeal and further evidence that pay-per-view interest has international reach and not just by domestic audiences. However, Floyd's uncle recently decided to make the electoral college by claiming Floyd should ignore the popular vote and match up with Maidana. These will undoubtedly make all of those that voted feel bummed and sway many fans away from the Mayweather brand. Although Khan has won the popular vote in a landslide, many critics continue to harp on one thing. He's done nothing to deserve the fight. And for those critics, here are a few things to consider. That Khan is an Olympic gold medalist, not gold medalist, but Olympic medalist and two-time world belt holder. So he is an elite fighter. He has speed, length, agility, footwork, electric offense, and improved defense to match Floyd's vast arsenal of tools. On the other hand, Maidana is slow, predictable, and has little regard for defense. No defense equals points on cards. Oh. Khan has beaten Victor Ortiz, the legendary Marco Antonio Valera, Julio Diaz, and one decision with Sean Porter gave Khan major props for withstanding his heat. Zab Judah, Danny Garcia struggled with Zab Judah in the past. Paulie Malignaggi, who destroyed Judah. I'm ready for some irony. Marcos Maidana, yes, the same Maidana who the critics imply has done more to deserve the fight over Khan, even though Khan KO'd him in round 1, and the only reason it went the distance is because Maidana was literally saved by the bell. Now, the win was non-controversial unanimous decision, and there was zero doubt that Khan was the better fighter. Now, Khan lost to Lamont Pearson, but the fact remains Pearson was on steroids, giving him a tremendous edge. Then prior to the rematch, he was mind-numbingly found to have been roided up again, and considered that fight was a wash. Garcia did tag him, but prior to that, Khan was all up on the scorecards, and there was no defending carelessness. Taking out Peterson's controversial bout, this really gives Khan a record of 2-1 in his last 3 fights, a better showing that even Pacquiao's 1-2 record. Now, Maidana, on the other hand, beat the smaller brother who likely partied the night before his match. Brother doesn't exactly strike fear in the heart of many opponents. Now, May 5th is not a U.S. holiday. Cinco de Mayo is a Mexican holiday. Therefore, a fight on May 5th doesn't mean it can only be against the Latin fire, or it implies a significant loss of pay-per-view buys from Latino audiences if a non-Latino is featured. Khan is promoted by Oscar's Golden Boy, Steven Espinosa Showtime, and trained by various Latin influences, so a sufficient business interaction and support to the Latino community. Now, plus the international buys will more than compensate for any domestic losses. Now, last but certainly not least, Khan is only 27, 10 years younger than Floyd and entering his prime in boxing. Floyd will be retiring within the next 2 years, but young guns like Canelo, Khan, Broner, Garcia will carry the torch forward. All these young guys have a promising future in there, and stronger careers, the stronger Floyd's legacy becomes should they win against him. Take the NBA, for example. Michael Jordan could look back today and say he beat the Birds, the Malones, also success against the up-and-coming youngsters of his era like the Kobe's and Iversons. What did that do for him? Who had the highest gross income in the NBA last year? Simply on brand alone. You guessed it, Michael Jordan. In summary, Khan is an expected elite fighter who's won against legends and some of the world's best boxers. He has absolutely earned this fight. He brings over 1 million social media fans who speak, about the marketing reach that has from a business standpoint, and current boxers believe that he has the tools to actually cause an upset. That's a fight with Pacquiao is overdue, and will likely occur hopefully next year. But according, avoiding Khan not only does a disservice to the popular vote, but also weakens, the legacy. Fights with the up and comers is what should be about. If you're truly concerned about the longevity of the money theme, Mr. Mayweather.